Hello everyone, welcome back. Hello everyone, welcome back. So let's wait for one more minute, then we'll get started. And meanwhile, you can tell me whether I'm audible or not in the chat window. Okay, so let's get started. So welcome to Geeks Python channel. So yeah, today we are discussing about a Python interview course. Okay, so this is a lesson number 6. So till now we have covered 6 lessons. Okay, so with the each one of we have till now covered 5 lessons with each of 1 hour. So we came till loops. Okay, so if you are very new to this particular video, please go and watch my previous videos, okay, where I have started from right from the basic, so that you will have some good picture on what we are doing and all. So yeah, first of all I will give a quick recap of what we have seen in previous class, and I will give you an overview of what we are seeing in this particular session. So recap. So we started iterative statements. Okay, iterative statements. So and then we have covered a for loop. That's it. We have solved some problems, and like it means like in and out. Okay, in and out about for loops. That's it. Okay, now there are one more a loop statement in Python, which is a while loop. Okay, we'll see that today, and apart from that we'll see uh, transfer statements as well. Okay, transfer statements means break, continue, and a pass. Okay, so first we'll see while loop, then after completion of while loop we'll go to break, continue, pass. Done. So before starting, so myself Vamsi, okay, currently working as an associate software engineer at SNSS Hyderabad. So I'm in 2021 passed out from Bheemreddy Engineering College, Kurnool, Andhra Pradesh. Yes, that's pretty much from myself. Yes, so now let's get started. While loop. So we have seen a for loop, and you guys know what is a loop as well. Okay, so I think you don't require any introduction about loop. So let's quickly jump into the while loop. So what is the difference between for and while? Okay, so a while is used for in some situations where we will be having some condition. Okay, based on that condition we need to iteratively do some task. Okay, then we choose a while loop. Okay, so we will be having some a task to do iteratively. Okay, and upon that so until until sorry, give me 1 minute. Sorry. So RAM, yeah, so we will be having some condition. Okay, so and we will be having some set of tasks. Okay, one task, let's say one task, and we need to do that task repeatedly until the condition which we have given is false. Okay, in that situations we choose a while loop. Okay, I will tell you with one good example. Okay, let's say um uh, mm, mm, mm. So now my requirement is, let's assume we have a bunch of students in our class. Okay, in our class, and I need the student named Vamsi. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to go to everyone, I need to check whether he is Vamsi or not, right? So what I can do, so while name sorry, not equal to Vamsi, while name not equal to Vamsi. Okay, while name not equal to Vamsi. So basically now tell me whether this particular statement is true or false at current situation. It is true. Okay, name is not equal to Vamsi. So what I will do, okay, now I will go to another guy and I will pick that guy. Okay, and I will go to another guy and I will pick that guy. So here next guy name we will be taking that from the user. Say enter a student name, or let's say enter a next student name. Done. So whenever we found a guy with the name Vamsi, then we'll get a stopped over there itself. Okay, now let's go and run this particular code. Okay, so done. Now I've run this code and it is asking for enter and next student. Okay, so let's say Sai. So not so it went to the next student, and again it is asking for enter a next student guy name. So let's say Pragi. Again not, it is not Vamsi. So then the next statement Vishnu. No, again. So next Ram, next Vamsi. Yes. Whenever I give a Vamsi as my student name, then stopped. Then stopped, right? So it didn't ask me the enter the student name again. Why? Because we have seen our condition got satisfied. We found Vamsi. So hope you have understood the use case of while, right? Now so this is one situation where you can use a while, and I will tell you another situations as well. Like let's say I have asked you to print the numbers starting from 1 to n. Okay, so I ask you to print the numbers starting with 1 till the n. Okay, when n will be the number which you need to accept from the user. Okay, so let's say so number equal to int input enter a number. So here I need one number which is being initialized for 1. So let's call that as an counter. Okay, counter. So counter equal to 1. So initially we are starting from 1. So I have initialized it to the 1. Now what I need to do? Let's say I am in a loop. Now tell me until at what extent I need to go on do the same task. So can I say until my counter until this one is going to be my num. Yes. Now let's say print counter. Done. So at first it will print 1. Okay, I'm pretty much sure that first it will print 1. What is the next number it has to print? It has to print 2. Okay, for printing 2, again it has to go to the top. Okay, to the condition, means a fourth line, and it has to come from there, right? So now what I need to do, I need to increment my counter plus 1. So every time if I increase my counter to plus 1, then what happens? So every time I am printing the next number. So whenever I have reached my counter greater than num, okay, greater than num, then I will come out of that particular loop. Is that what I wanted? So let's see. Okay, let's execute this piece of code and then we'll see. Okay, here I will print, let's say done. Okay, let's say done. So it is asking for enter a number. I will give my number as a 10. Okay, so let's see what I got. I got number starting from 1 till 10. After 10 I got done. Hope you have understood. Okay, if you haven't, please let me know why we have used counter and why we are using this particular condition, what is happening there. So please let me know. So this is how basically while loop works, and this is where one of the situation why we use why we use loops. Okay, while loop, particularly while loop. So here you can done something else as well. If you have asked you to print the same using for loop, then what you can do, so let's say, can you do something? Is it something like generating a sequence for num in, sorry, for counter in a range of 1 comma num plus 1 and 1, print counter every time. So here I don't even need this as well. Okay, let's go and see what's happening here. So it is asking for n, so enter a number, so I will give 5 here. Then let's see. So again I got the same output. So it's your choice what to choose. Okay, whether for loop or while loop, but for loop will give a quick overview or easy understanding for an viewers who are reviewing your code. Okay, so because in while loop you will be having counter, sometimes people tend to forget that increasing the counter over there. If you don't increase the counter value, it will be entering into an infinite loop. Okay, so where you don't have any control over your program at some for some point of the time. Okay, then after some time it will come out of that particular infinite loop and your program will get terminated. Okay, that's another scenario, but most of the cases that's not a good practice. Okay, so if you have a chance of using for loop, just go ahead. Okay, so no, I can't do that, I only rely on this while loop, then you have to go with the while loop. Okay, so I have shown you two things. Okay, in first scenario where we will be taking input from the user name, next student name, and whenever a student name is equal to Vamsi, then we are stopping the program, right? So in that situations we can't use for loops. Okay, we just need to rely on the while loop. Yes, you can use, but that's not recommendable, and you need to give some infinite value over there. That's not a good idea. In that scenario, while is the perfect thing. Okay, now you got which one to choose, right? It's your choice. At the end of the day, it's your choice. Yeah, so hope you got some good picture on these loops. Now we'll go ahead and study about transfer statements. Okay, transfer statements. Transfer statements. So what does this transfer statements means? So let's say you will be having three statements: break, continue, and pass. Okay, so first we'll start with break, then we'll see continue and pass. Okay, so what is a break? Okay, what is a break? So in general, okay, what happens? So break, where we use break to stop, right? To simply stop the flow. Okay, to stop the flow. Simply I can say that. Now in programming as well, let's assume you are in a for loop. Okay, you are in a for loop. Okay, you are in a for loop, and you started iterating for 1,000 times. Okay, you are iterating for 1,000 times in this particular for loop. Now after some time, okay, so your requirement might be 1,000 times. Okay, but after some time your manager or someone asked you to stop at 499. Okay, stop at 499 in some cases. Now you need that 1,000 in your for loop for sure. At the same time, whenever requirement came, you need to stop at 499 as well. So in that situations, what you will do? Okay, so what you can do now, simply, so just put a condition. If like I equal to 499, just break, stop, that's it. You won't need to do anything. Okay, just put a break over there, will come out of the loop, that's it. So it it terminates the flow of an for loop. Okay, that's how we use a break in our loops. So you can't use breaks in other context, like where you will be having only conditional statements. Okay, so let's say uh, let's say num equal to 10. Okay, for I in the range of for I in the range of num. Okay, for I in the range of num. Now first uh, you need to print the uh, I value here. Okay, you need to print the I value here, and whenever your I becomes whenever your I becomes, so, give me 1 minute, guys, give me 1 minute. uh, uh, కట్టే వస్తుంది. ఇప్పుడు వస్తుంది. ఓకే, యా, ఓకే ఓకే. So yeah, so where are we? Okay, so sorry for the interruption. So here currently whatever we are doing, so like, so whenever my requirement here is, whenever I reach my I is equal to 7, whenever I have reached my I is equal to 7, okay, I need to stop my execution. Okay, I can't go further. Okay, I have to stop there itself. Okay, so let's say print I am stopping at 7. Okay, and after that put a break, that's it. Okay, so now if you go and execute this piece of code, now tell me what you can expect in the chart window. So what happened, you have printed 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So after reaching 7, after printing 7, you are saying that I'm stopping at 7, I can't go further. That is how you will use a break in loops. Okay, so again let's see another one example, okay, where you will get some good idea. Okay, so let's say now I have a list. Okay, I have a list of numbers, let's say 100, 10, 20, 35, 25, 200, 2000. Okay, so now my requirement is, whenever I have seen an element which is greater than 50, not so let's say whenever I have seen an element greater than or equal to 200, I need to stop there itself. Okay, I need to stop there itself. So let me give few more values which are less than 200 so that it will make some sense. Now let's see. Okay, so how you are going to write the logic for that? So first you need to iterate throughout the array or list. So for I in range of, or we can simply let's put range only. So for I in range of length of ls. So if you don't know what is length of ls, so length, like len function, inbuilt function, helps us to find the size of a given given a data type. So this length only works for iterative elements, like iterative data types, where you will be having a set of or group of elements in it, be it a list, string, tuple, set, a dictionary kind of things. Okay, so now if, so what is our condition? If your ls of I, so this is how we use like we can access the elements, right? This is how we can access the elements using indexing concept. Okay, so if ls of I, if ls of I greater than or equal to 200, okay, sorry, if ls of I greater than or equal to 200, then what I need to do? I need to simply say I have seen a number, have seen a number greater than 200. So I can't go further. Done. I can't go further. So if this is not the case, if your element is less than 200, then what you need to do? You need to print your less of I. So by stating that I am less than 200. Okay, I'm less than 200. So let's go and execute this piece of code. Yes. Sorry, I forgot to put a break here. Yeah. Done. Done. So if you observe carefully, whatever the elements or whatever the output numbers which you are seeing on my output board, all are less than 200, not even equal. So because we have mentioned equal to here as well. Okay, so I have seen a number greater than 200, so I can't go further. Okay, so this is what it is mentioning. Done. Done. Or do you want me to have another example? So let's go to next problem. Okay, next type. So which is continue. So what is continue? We can assume that continue is something. Okay, so break is to break, to halt, to terminate your flow of the output, but continue is to just pass and go. Okay, let's say you have a loop here. Okay, starting. Okay, you have a loop starting here, and you are doing some piece of work, and you have some continue statement here, and then you have some piece of work. Okay, now so what happens now? It will come and it will execute this work, and whenever it has seen this continue, statement, it will don't execute this the next statement. It won't execute the next statements which are next to the continue. Okay, from where at the time it has seen continue, the control will go to the top. The control will transfer to the top. That's it. Okay, but in case of break, whenever it has seen a break, it came out of the loop. Okay, but in case of continue, whenever it has seen continue, it will just go to the top of the loop and it will start from the beginning. It don't care about the statements which are next to the continue. Okay, so let's try to code that up and you will get to know. Okay, let's put a continue, okay, instead of break in this particular example. So and we'll try to understand what happened over there. Okay, and here, okay, so let me cut this out. Let's say here let's say I'm going back to top. Okay, I'm going back to the top, or I'm going back to the loop. Okay, loop starting. Okay, I'm going back to the loop starting. So let's see what we will get. What is the thing I got? So until the elements are less than 200, I got their numbers. Yes, whenever an element is greater than or equal to 200, I'm saying that I am going back to the loop starting, and it has seen continue, means it will go to the third line again. Okay, so you can see that. So I'm going back to the loop starting, I'm going back to the loop starting. So it is not printing the values over there, and at the same time it is still in the loop itself. It is not coming out of the loop, it is still in the loop, and but it is not, it doesn't care about the other statements which are below the continue line, right? So that is the biggest difference between break and continue. So if you are attending interviews, please make sure that you know the difference between continue and break. And if you are in an interview, so if you have asked this question, please try to explain it within one good example. Okay, so that they will have a good picture. Okay, they can visualize. If you are telling with the if you are telling some standard definitions, they are not interested in those. Okay, so they want something like, you know, the concept, you can build on top of that. They want that confidence in you. Okay, so just go ahead and tell one example and they will get to know. Okay, so that is what a continuous statement looks like. Okay, so now we have another statement called pass. Okay, so we'll come back to the break and continue statements again. But as of now, let's finish all of these and then we'll practice whole problems. Okay, so pass, so this is which was introduced in only Python. Okay, so pass is not there in C++, Java, neither in other programming languages as well. Okay, so pass is nothing but an just an statement, okay, which do not do anything. Okay, which won't do anything, trust me, it won't do anything. Just an keyword, and it will just say, yes, consider me as a one line, I am also a Python guy. Okay, so basically why we need this particular pass now. Let's say we have a particular one if condition. Let's say num equal to 10. Okay, we have a if condition num equal to 10. That's it. So now I forgot to write the statements here. Okay, or I felt that we won't require the statements. So now what I do, so I just went and I just ran the code, and it is saying that expected a indented block, means it throws some error. Okay, but actually I don't need it. Okay, I don't need it, that's why I haven't had any code. Okay, but if I leave that piece of thing same as it is, it will throw an error. Okay, so to handle such kind of situations, so let's put pass, that's it. Okay, it will pass the errors. Okay, it will pass the errors, that's it. Okay, so pass is just an keyword, okay, which helps us to assumes like it as an Python statement only. Okay, yes, I'm also a Python guy. You can consider me as an some piece of code to execute. That's it. Done. So if you execute the code now, you won't get anything in output. Okay, pass is just a keyword in Python. Okay, so on this note, I can say that we have finished all the flow control statements. Yeah, I wanted to show you something which is very nice in Python, which looks very nice in Python. So yeah, okay, let's say, okay, so I have an list by saying that, let's say, 100, 10, 20, and I have a loop. Okay, I'm iterating through all these elements using loop. So I can say for value in ls, and whenever whenever I see a number which is a greater than 500 or equal to 500, I just need to come out of the loop. Okay, I just need to come out of the loop. So now how can I have the code? So value greater than or equal to 500, greater than or equal to 500. Then what I can do? I can say I am not interested in values which are greater than 500. Okay, which are greater than 500. So I'm break. That's it. So if it is not an if if the value is not greater than or equal to 500, then I'm going to print the value. Then I'm going to print the value. Done. Done. So this piece of code helps us to solve the particular problem where whenever we have seen an element which is greater than or equal to 500, we will be coming out of the loop. We doesn't care about the other elements. So this is how. Okay, so after 20 it has seen 500, so it came out of the loop. Now I just wanted to know, okay, just assume you have developed an application, you are using an application and you wanted to process all the let's say um, okay, so you have one shopping app. Okay, you have let's say you have a shopping app and which is in groceries shopping. Okay, so where your mom has selected 20 items. Okay, 20 items, so which is having different prices. Okay, so you can consider this as a, so let's say let's put the values as grocery names only. Let's say dal, rice, and some oil, and a flour or wheat flour. Okay, so done. Yeah, I'm not able to recall the names. Yeah, sorry for that. So we have all these names. Okay, we have all these names. So here I just wanted to know. Okay, so let's put some condition. And my mom has selected all these names. Okay, my mom has selected all these names. So usually my mom cooks upma over there. Okay, so which is like I'm not interested in upma. So instead of telling that directly to my mom, so I have to pay this I have to pay for these particular cart items now. So what I can do, so whenever a value is like and value is upma. Okay, whenever value is upma, I am saying that break. Okay, I'm saying that break. So by saying that I am not interested in upma. something like that. Okay, I'm not interested in upma, so break. So if not, then go ahead and place order for that particular item. So now after, at the end of the day, I just wanted to know whether I have ordered all the numbers or not. Okay, whether I have ordered all the items which were selected by my mom or not. So now what I can do, so here, if here, if I never entered into that break piece of code, if I never entered into this particular block, can I say that I have processed or I have selected all the items which were selected by mom? Yes, I can. So now what you can do, you can do two things here. You can have a flag, okay, which tells us whether you have entered into that particular piece of block or not. Okay, and but so that is possible, and even I have to do that in other programming languages when I was coding that same. But in Python, it will help us to choose. Okay, it will help us to choose an else block for loop as well. Okay, yes, you heard this correct. So you can choose sorry, you can have a while for sorry else for loop as well. Okay, so here, so how this particular else works now, if your break statement never executed, then your else statement will execute. Okay, if break statement will never get executed, then it will get your else block will get executed. Okay, let's see. Okay, I have processed all items. Have processed all items. Okay, so let's run this code. Okay, let's run this code. So here I am expecting I have processed all the elements, because since we don't have okay, here let me replace this as my items and this as my, okay, so since I don't have upma in my items, so I will have to see I have processed all the items. Now let's execute this. Yeah, so I have dal, rice, oil, wheat flour. So at the end I have processed all the items, right? So hope you got the intention behind this particular else block for loop. Now let's say, and now I will go ahead and I will include upma in my items. Okay, I will go ahead and I will include upma in my items. Now let's see what we will get. Yes, so whenever I have seen, so I have printed dal, rice, oil, and whenever I have seen upma, I am saying that I'm not interested in upma. So did I say I have processed all items? No. Where did I process all items? Right? So this is one of the best example that I can tell you. Okay. Done. So if you are in, like, if you have a experience in other programming languages, then you might have used a flag, and then after coming out of the loop, you will be checking whether your flag is set it to true or false. Then you are doing something. So you don't need to put all that hard work here. Okay, you can simply have else block and you can do something else, whatever you want. Okay, that's so simple. That's why Python is one of the famous and lovable language. Okay, yes, so that's pretty much. Now I will go ahead and discuss few problems. Okay, I will go ahead and will discuss few problems. So very first problem would be sum of elements in a given list. Okay, sum of elements in a given list. So it means that you will be given a list, or you can say array. If okay, so if you are given a list, then you need to return or print sum of elements in a list. Okay, so you will be given a list and then you need to print the sum of all the list elements. That's it. Okay, let's say I have given an list something like this. So 10, 5, 15, 20. Now tell me what is the sum of this list. So can I say it as in 15, 15, 30, 30 plus 20, it's a 50. So if I give this input, you have to return me the 50 as my output. Okay, so just think, okay, how you can do this in Python. Don't use inbuilt functions. Okay, I know that I will tell you the answer as well. So if you use a sum of ls, if ls is your name or variable where you are storing all your list elements, you can use that. So print sum of ls, it will give you the answer, but I am not interested in this particular answer. Okay, I am looking for answer which has on loops. Okay, you can use either for loop or while loop, I don't care about it, but you have to use the loops concept and you need to write the code. Okay, how you can do that? How you can do that? Let's say I have an variable where I will be keep track of everything. Let's say output sum equal to 0. Initially my sum is 0, right? So now I have all the elements as 5, 10, 15 and 20. So whenever I have seen an element, now I need to add that element to the sum. Okay, so first initially I will be starting at this 10. Okay, now I will do add this 10 to my sum 0. So now what happens, sum will become 10, right? Now after I am done with this 10, I will move my I to next value, so which is 5. So again I will add this 5 to my output sum. So my output sum is currently 10. So if I add 5, then it will become 15. Now after I am done with this 5, I will go to the next element, which is 15. So I will add this 15 to my output sum. Okay, my currently output sum is 15 again. So if I add this 15 plus 15, it is going to be 30. Now I can assume that I am done with 15. Now I will go to the next element. So it is 20 now. Okay, so now I will take this 20 out and I will print with I will sum up with 30. So it in total it will become 50. Is this my so now after I am done with adding that, I will go ahead and I will move my I pointer. So if I move my I pointer, there is nothing. So I will come out of the loop and I will print this output sum. So if I print that output sum, I will get a 50 as my answer, right? So how can I do that as my in programming? So if you remember, we know how to traverse through a list. Okay, but here only thing that you don't know is how to accept a list as a input from the user. Okay, list as a input from the user. So let's say ls equal to, so you guys know you have to use input function to accept the input from the user, but how can you accept the list input? Okay, so this is how you can use. Okay, first int of x, okay, and then for x in input dot split. Okay, input dot split. So let's say this input statement first takes your input. Okay, like whatever you have given, it will take that input and then it will split by space. By default it will split by space. Otherwise if you are giving 10 comma 20 comma 30 comma 40 comma 50, means you are separating by comma there, right? Then you have to split it by something like this. Okay, if you are separating by any other symbol, let's say hash, then you have to separate it, split it by hash. Okay, so this is how you need to use, okay, split. So by default if you don't mention anything, it will assumes that you are splitting by a space. Now so you are splitting by space, and why for x in? for x in. So if you are splitting, let's say if you have if you are given 10 numbers, okay, separated by space, first x will be taking one element, then second element, then third element, then fourth element, and each element you are converting it to the integer type. Okay, you know that by default it will accept in the form of string type, so you have to convert it to the integer separately, then you will be assigning it to the ls. Okay, so you will see. Okay, now what I need to do, I need to consider all the numbers in a ls. Before considering that, you need to have an variable to store your output sum. Let's say output sum equal to 0. Okay, so every time, okay, every time you need to, what you need to do, you need to add the num to the sum, and again output sum, and again you need to store that output in the sum in the output sum only. So this is how you can represent that, and after that you just need to come out and you will print output sum. Done. So let's execute this, and it is waiting for our input. So let's say I have entered a 10 comma 5 comma 15 comma 20 comma 30. Then what I can expect as my output, now I can expect 80 as my output. Okay, let's see. Yes, 80, got it. And now if I give 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, then what will be my output? My output is going to be 10, right? So 10. This is how you will write a code to sum all the elements in your list or in an array. So if you are following any standard platforms to practice programming like GeeksforGeeks, LeetCode, or HackerRank, or Code Sources, or Code Chef, so they won't give you as a list directly. So they will give you as a in description they will mention an array. Okay, in input constraints they will mention it as a array. So because in majority of the programming languages they will call that group of elements as an array only. Okay, so array is nothing but same as a list, but there are some differences between array and list. So I hope I have told that difference in the previous video where we will be discussing about list. Okay, so if you don't know that difference, please go and watch that particular video. I guess it is on lesson 3. Yep. Now let's solve another problem. We have solved factorial, I guess. So in yesterday's class we have solved factorial, and let's solve a Fibonacci number. Okay, Fibonacci number. So let's understand what is a Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series. So if you know what is Fibonacci series, please let me know in the chat window. Otherwise, if you don't know, it's okay. Okay, we'll see you. So basically Fibonacci series is a series, okay, where a current number is a sum of the previous two numbers. Let's say this particular series starts with 0, then 1. Okay, now you have two numbers, and what is the sum of these two numbers? It's a 1, so you will have that 1 here. Now what is the sum of these two numbers? It's a 2, so you will have that 2 in the next series. And now tell me what is the sum here? It's a 3, so its number is in next series. And what is the sum of these two? It's a 5. Now 8, now 13. So it goes on like this. So one thing that you need to identify is, let's say if you want 8, you need to add the previous two numbers, then you will get a 8. And if you want 13, you need to add the previous two numbers, then you will get a 13. Okay, but it works for any number, but apart from these two numbers, for n is equal to 0 and n equal to 1. So basically it's a 0 based indexing. So it's a 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So whenever I have given you n is equal to 7, you need to return 13. Whenever I have given you n is equal to 4, you need to return me 3. Whenever I have given you n is equal to 0, you need to return me 0. So this is how a Fibonacci series looks like. Okay, now please pause the video for a while and just think of, okay, if you have something in mind, please let me know in the chat window. Otherwise we can go ahead and learn this thing. Yes, so let's start. Okay, let's start how this particular thing works. Let's start. So let's assume we know that first two numbers are fixed. Okay, you can't do anything, first two numbers are fixed. So let's say first equal to 0, second equal to 1. Okay, now how can you check whether you were given n is equal to 0 or n equal to 1? So if you have given n is equal to 0, you don't need to compute anything, right? So you can simply return 0. So how you can handle that? You can handle that having mentioning the things like separately. N is equal to 0, just return or just print a 0. That's it. Okay, otherwise if let's say if n equal to 1, just print 1. That's it. So this is how you can handle the when n is equal to 0 and when n is equal to 1. What if, okay, what if you are given the number which is not equal to either 0 or 1? So you need to go and write the code for it. So you guys know what is in a logic over there. What is the formula? Okay, let's say I need to find the Fibonacci of 2. Okay, now tell me what is the formula for that. So can I write my formula as Fibonacci of 0 plus Fibonacci of 1? Can I write that? Can I write that? So where is my Fibonacci of 0? Is it in first? So first. Where is my Fibonacci of 1? It is in second. Yep. Can I do that? Is it valid? Yes, right? It's valid. Now I will loop. Okay, I will do the same task repeatedly for rest of the n numbers. Okay, until I reach n, and whenever I reach n, I will come out of the loop and I will say yes, this is your answer. Go ahead and print that. So let's first of all let's print the whole series, then we'll see how to print for an exact number. Okay, let's say I have given you a number equal to we will be taking number from input. Number equal to so enter a number. Now let's say first equal to 0 and second equal to 1. Okay, these are my initial two numbers which I don't require any computation, right? So now I will go and handle if my number equal to 0. Okay, if my number, so here we are printing the whole series, right? So we don't require this case. Okay, so here we are printing whole series. Okay, like if I give Fibonacci like if I give my number as 10, I need to print the all the values, all the Fibonacci series until 10. Okay, till 10. So that's what we are doing. So first, so what you need to require, so first you need to print 1 and 2, like first and second values for sure. After that, you need to go ahead and print the numbers from second, right? After that, you need to go and print the numbers from second. Yes, so let's say for now, tell me what will be my range. Okay, what will be my range? So let's say I have already printed two numbers. Okay, I have printed 0, I have printed 1. Now I need to start from 2. Yes, I need to start from 2. So now until what number and what will be my end point now? What will be my end point? Can I say I need, if I wanted to print, it's totally depends upon you. If you wanted to print nth Fibonacci number, then you can include n plus 1. If you don't want to print nth number, you can stop at num as well. So that's your wish. Okay, so every time what will be your okay, so Shraddha Bhushar is saying, so you need to put 11. So let's put n plus 1 itself. So if I have given my number as an 10, okay, then I need to include 10th Fibonacci number in my series as well. Okay, so now what I need to do? So every time I need to let's say my current number. Okay, current number equal to, I need to add the previous two numbers. If I want second Fibonacci number, I need to add the first plus second. That's it. Now after I got that, what I need to do? I need to print that particular current number. Done. So on this note, we are done with printing 0. We are done with printing 1. And also we have printed another one as well. Now we need to go ahead and we need to print 2 and some. Okay, now let's say what we need to do now. We need to change our first and second values. Yes, we need to change our first and second values. So what we have done now, we have initially 0 1, and let's say this is first, this is second, this is current. Okay, this is current. Now I'm done with printing this, I'm done with printing this, I'm done with printing this. Now tell me what, so if I want this particular number which is a 2, now tell me what are all the two values which I need to add. So can I say I need to add these two numbers 1 and 1. Now tell me what will be my first and second. Can I say my second number will become my first number? Like, sorry, my first number will become my second number. So whatever I have in my second as of now is going to be in first, and whatever I have in my current is going to be in second. Yes, so I need to move this first to here, I need to move this second to here. Done. So let's go and see. So first equal to second equal to current number. Done. So let's go and see. Okay, so we know the Fibonacci number till 7, right? Let's give 7 as our n number. Okay, so let's execute it, and it is asking for n, and yeah, yes, we got all the Fibonacci numbers. So here I have given, yeah, so instead of this we can give it as n. Done. Understood? Hope you have understood this. So if you are given a 20, then it should work. Yeah, so Fibonacci series is very important, okay, after entering into IT industry as well. Okay, so that's too funny, right? Everyone thinks that problem solving, like you don't require problem solving skills after entering into a good organization, but not Fibonacci series. and even as of my experience, you will require problem solving skills, a lot of problem solving skills in organizations as well. Okay, so I can give you a small thing. Okay, so where you will be using a Fibonacci series in day-to-day life. Okay, so after entering in an organization, there is something called a scrum. Like you guys know, if you are a CSC student, you guys know agile methodology, right? So every company nowadays is using agile methodology. Okay, so you will be having some tasks, you need to work upon some tasks. So for that task you need to give some numbers. So numbers in the sense, you need to give how much like how many days you need to complete that piece of work. Okay, so all those numbers is going to be in Fibonacci number only. Okay, usual that call as an user story points. Okay, user story points, you need to give them in a Fibonacci series only, like 1 3 5 8 13, something like that. Okay, so you can't put a 2, so like not 2, you can't put something 4 6 kind of things. Okay, you need to be follow Fibonacci series only. Yeah, so that's one of the use case in real world situation. Okay, so okay guys, see you tomorrow again. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. So tomorrow is going to be full of problem solving. Okay, we will be solving, yeah, which methodology? It's an agile methodology. Agile. So just Google that. Okay, just Google that. It's an software development cycle, life cycle. So agile methodology. Nowadays, every company uses that. Okay. Okay, guys. Bye. See you tomorrow at 9 p.m. So tomorrow also we will be solving few 1 hour whole problems. Okay, we will be solving whole problems tomorrow. Okay, bye.